Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Popping up a bit late today, but the purpose is to show up every day. Talk about a short topic, something that is close to my heart, hopefully, something that is engaging you as much as engaging you. You know that my overall topic that I'm talking about is that desire to be on a mission. And when I say the desire to be on a mission, it's like when you're connecting with that thing that lights your fire. It's like when you have matches and the matches goes on and you smell it and you feel it and you see it, and it's like a lot of the thing that I work on is exactly that. And sometimes these matches are just wet. Doesn't matter what you do. So, in connection with that, because I have myself been in this situation where I felt that, oh, my matches are pretty dull right now, I've worked a lot on how to reignite them. How do we find that spark? And sometimes it's about going back and see what lit that fire in me before. So that's some of the things that I want to just talk about. And if you are here with me live, I would love to hear you in the chat. I am, as always, in Norway, in Stavanger. I'm in Iceland tomorrow, and then I'll be some other places as we move on. But what I wanted to share is that I am in the connection of working with the kind of reignites the rediscover your purpose and get on that mission. There are a few components that get to be there. Um, I was going back to again some of the conversations that I've had with clients that have come to me, and some of the questions I'm asking them is, what do you really want? What is that deep desire that you are looking for? And I just put it down here. And one said, I've always envisioned a life where I can explore new places, meet new people, and experience different cultures. It's about breaking out of my comfort zone and embrace the unknown. That is what she wanted to experience. Another one was actually also leaning towards a legacy. What is the legacy you want to leave? My dream is to make a positive impact on the lives of others. I want to create opportunities that uplifts and empower individuals to achieve their goals. That was her answer when I'm asking, what do you really want? And then another one, she basically said, my personal vision is to lead a balanced life where I can pursue my passions, nurture my relationships, and maintain my well being. Profound, right? So important. What about you? What about you? If you ask yourself, what is that deep desire you have that you want to experience? What is it that you truly want to experience in life? I'm curious. If something pops up for you, I'd love to hear from you in the chat. If you're watching the replay, I still want to hear that, because it's about in the communities, what are really driving us? What do you want to experience in life? I know that from my own place, I want to experience this feeling of enjoying my life, really that enjoyment of it, of who I'm with, enjoying what I eat, enjoyment of what is around me, and being having a feeling of satisfaction, right? And I want meaning. I want my life to have meaning. And it is through these areas that It's easier than to say that when I have enjoyment, when there is a level of satisfaction, and I want my life to also have meaning. Now there are room for this drive towards something, the mission or the purpose. Why am I here? What am I here to contribute with? And this is why, when we get to work around the topic of reigniting something that was such a drive in you from in the past, like these matches, sparkling matches, and you just lit them up, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you are one of the typical women that feels compelled to the work that I'm doing, you are a person that has definitely in your life been on had this very specific purpose or drive. I've had clients who have been brought up in environments with very little access to the things that we have around us today. Maybe living in a small village, little access to that educational piece, and from very young age have made a very firm decision. This is where I'm going to study. I'm going to go to Oxford. I am going to achieve this because I'm not going to allow my family to experience what I went through. And uh, other things as well, like a very specific vision of the impact that they wanted to have in their career, and they've kind of got to this level of, yeah, wow, I created that. I got to that level. I've been on all the stages. Uh, I'm the front of an organization, or but is this it? Like, is this what there is? Isn't there more? And this is what we're talking about. So today I started to read this book. I was talking to a colleague of mine yesterday, and we were talking about what is driving, what gives a mission energy, right? And a mission is driven by a very specific type of energy. But if your mission is to be turned maybe into of a legacy, we want this mission to generate something inside of you that it really is meaningful to you, and it gives a satisfaction, and there is a higher level of enjoyment. For me, with my work with Benjamin, my son, yes, it was life and death all the time, but there was an enjoyment with it. Enjoyment in the conversation with the doctors, enjoyment with the conversation with other parents who even in the midst of adversity managed to look at things from a very different perspective. So there was a level of enjoyment, seeing that step by step we were creating something. So you're on this mission and you're driving forward because you have been triggered by something. And in that work, we need to have enjoyment. We need to have a level of satisfaction. One step at a time, I feel satisfied. I aim for this, and oh, that feels so good. We need to break them down to micro steps as well, because it's so important to feel good about what we're doing. And again, is it meaningful for you? Is it meaningful? So let me just check on the chat here. Hi, Toro. Yes, to travel how and when I want to see my loved ones, and have the freedom to help people around the world find more inner calm and peace. Yeah, this enjoyment, right? Like, you want to have enjoyment of seeing, and you can meeting your loved ones, traveling around, be free to do that and help other people, right? Um, and that gives this satisfaction. I am curious, why is that important for you? Why is that like driving you forward? And in the book that I picked up today, after I spoke with my colleague in London, is The Art and Science of Getting Happier. build the life you want. And this book is written by Arthur C. Brooks and Oprah Winfrey. And it's the science based and the art together, which this is something that I do love. I mean, what are the proofs? And the book is talking quite a lot about that. But also, there is a story of this woman who is, I think she's 94 or 97, and she's in her kind of final days, and she knows that. And she's remembering when she was growing up and when she was dancing and she was, living life and all these things. And I think she was from Argentina. And then she said to Arthur C. Brooks, and she said, and I'm happier now than I was then. And he was surprised. Now you're at the end of your life. How can you be happier now than back then? And it's about that now she looked back at it wasn't just all the dances and roses and all the beauty. She was experiencing a lot of really, really hardship. But what has given her this experience of enjoying life more now was that she could look back at the life where she could see I've turned the adversity into I am in charge over my life. No matter what the outside world is doing, I get to be in charge over my life. I get to choose if I want to look at something from a negative perspective or a positive perspective. I get to choose whether I will pick up a book and read it because there might be an ability for learning something new or feel, well, the world is against me anyway. And I can look back at all these things. And she was sharing the story about how her life transformed. Um, and this is the thing about happiness is it's a foundation of various experiences, right? And that goes back to what I've seen as well. It's about enjoyment, it's about satisfaction, and it's about having a meaning and this sense of direction, right? Yeah. So let me see, Toro. Um, because I think going through transitions in life, knowing how to access calm is a superpower. And it's so true because interestingly enough, I had a client that we were talking about the feeling of overwhelm and the feeling of not being able to step into your higher self. And one of the main reason I could see with this particular client was that she was not willing to actually slow down. And when you're not willing to slow down, you don't access the calmness. And we also know that, if you have a jar or whatever, a glass jar or bowl of muddy water, the way to create clarity is to make sure that it's calm, basically having it standing so the water, no, the dirt can sink and the clarity is left on the top, right? So thank you so much for sharing that. I love that. It's such a powerful thing. We talk about slow down in order to also to speed up, do less to achieve more. And these are also when we talk about happiness and feeling happy is our ability to connect with what is around us. So again, I'm just going back to uh, like when do you how do I put that? If you really are looking for what is that next level for you, that many of my clients are coming to me asking, what is that next thing for me? Um, like I had one, she said, I've always held the vision of being a lifelong learner. I want to continue to expand my knowledge, acquire more skills and new skills, and adapt to the changing world. And she came and she was actually seeking help to get access to that. And that point goes back to what you are sharing, Toril. We needed to slow her down so that she could get access to even more lifelong learning, but also see what is this learning doing? for me so that I can have more experiences through what I am learning. And the key question is, what do you want to experience in your life? I really invite you to ponder on this question. What do you want to experience in life? Write it down. I've talked about this before, but it's a super powerful tool. What do you really want to experience in life? Um, like explore new places, meet new people, experience the different cultures. Yeah, that's one of my clients. She wanted that. But then we needed to ask the other question, okay, who do you need to become in order to have that experience of traveling and seeing new cultures? And basically what she said, I need to become that person who operates outside my comfort zone. It's time for me to move into action. And that is the second question I want to ask you as well. You know what you want to experience. Now, who do you get to become in order to have that experience? Have you experienced that you have put these goals every year is the same? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. This is what I want, but it doesn't happen. That means maybe like you're standing in your own way of getting there. So if the experience is important enough to you, what we want to do is to work on, oh, who do you want to become in order to take that step and experience that? And this is where we're kind of diving in and we're asking questions. We're peeling the onion. Like, what is it that is so truly meaningful to you? What is it you want your legacy to be? And even talk about legacy is more than I've ever come across before. And this has nothing to do with age. It has to do with the world is changing so fast that I want to make sure that what I leave behind me, whatever that is, has a very specific impact. So the world is changing also from how I see people are talking and their deeper desires. Even today, you know, she was 33, 34. It was exactly the same. What do I build up? Where am I creating? What is that legacy? And how do I keep this momentum going so it is enjoyable, satisfying, and feels extremely meaningful? That's what I wanted to talk about today. Again, my goodness, it became 18 minutes. I was thinking it's going to be super short. Um, yeah, let me know if something is popping up for you. Tomorrow, I'm flying off to Iceland to be at the gala event with Nordic women in technology. And I am so excited. I am going to give the award for innovation. And I'm looking forward to it. It's being glam and talking to all these women who they are on the mission. It's really interesting. These women in technology in all these various categories, the reason as to why they are doing what they're doing, how they've been rising up through challenges, adversity, but I know I'm onto something here, and it's so meaningful for me to be surrounded by all them. I'm looking so much forward to that. So maybe I'm going to report from Iceland tomorrow. I have a purpose of showing up daily, so let's see. Anyway, I wish you all a very beautiful Wednesday.